Welcome back to KingWoes Court, episode 12, inbound, on its way. We're going to have a throwback episode today. So we're going to go with a cool band from Galway, who I'm very high up on, and they're called BLACK SHUCK. It was a cool episode back in the day. And it was only done over a Facebook chat. So maybe, we'll get the lads on again on a Zoom call in the near future. But anyway, just thanks again for everybody who watches the show or listens to it. We're really happy with the numbers so far, and I hope you're all checking out all the other content on the Dynamo Podcast Network. Got to give a shout out to the label mates. We have Ian the Dynamo Kelly with the Dynamo's Dozen, which he brings you each and every week. Talking about wrestling and whatever else is on his mind. It's a brilliant show. Then you have the Upper Tier Podcast, which is about football. And Niall Hogan is the host there. And he will talk. He does maybe 5 episodes a week. And it's all really good content, banter, chat, discussion about football. I've been on a show or two myself. Then you have Retrotainment, which is Pat Irving, and he talks about old films and the nostalgia of them all, and good little show. You also have the Superior Comic Book Show, which is Peter Hart, who's also a resident graphics guy on the DPN. A very, very cool podcast, I have to say. Then you also have the Creeping Southpaw, which is a boxing podcast done by our own Ian the Dynamo Kelly again, and my little running buddy Jason from Creep. Jason McGuinness from Creep. He is a mad little fucker, and it's a great show. They talk about boxing. It's only up starting off. Then you have the Four Podmen, which I was a part of, hosted by Ian, Niall, Joe the Beef Dignam, and Jay Kennedy. They talk about wrestling, moments in time or aspects of a wrestler that they like. Which is great. Obviously, it's a great show. Then you have Under Center podcast, which is hosted by Dara, and it's NFL. And it's a very cool insight into the NFL from an Irish point of view, I feel. So if any of those shows tickle your fancy, of course, KingWoes Court has to be there. Check them out. And we'll be back to live guests next week. So for now, enjoy Black Shuck. The Hound by my guests today, Black Shuck. We're very, very happy to have the lads on with me today. It would be lovely if we could be sitting down drinking cups of tea together, but sure, look, we're sipping over the phone here today. Here's my second phone interview, and I'm joined today with Brendan Murphy from Black Shuck. Man, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm fine. Again, yesterday was a horrible day. It was pissing rain. I couldn't do anything. Today is a lovely day, but still can't do anything. But sure, hey, I'm here podcasting with you, which is even better. So that works for me. Listen, thanks again.
It's always nice to be sitting inside on your computer.
Oh yeah, nerd. I know. You think you're a nerd? I have a Fallout. I'm propping all my stuff up with a Fallout board game at the minute. So that's what I'm doing. So listen, yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. That's what I am. So, talk to me about Black Shuck. Tell me who's in the band and what you do, and tell me a little bit about the band. Tell me a bit of background of the band.
Well, we kind of, I start with the members. Myself, guitar and vocals.
Mm-hmm.
Our bassist, Thomas Doherty.
I know Tom.
Ex-Nacrunia.
That's the one.
And Ian Doherty, who was also in Nacrunia for a while.
Right.
But he's mine. I had him first. But myself and Ian have been playing together for, I think it's nigh on 15 years at this point.
Brilliant.
We started, I think, at about 15, 16.
Oh.
And we just kind of, I don't think I've worked with another drummer for any extended period of time.
Oh.
I've done little bits and pieces here and there, but myself and him have been going. We had negative result there for I'd say nearly 10 years.
Wow.
And unfortunately, at the end, that kind of fell apart. We lost a member. He just had other stuff to do with his time.
Yeah.
So he
that happens.
kind of bowed out, and we decided instead of trying to keep going and keep going as the 4-piece and doing what we were doing, we'd kind of pull the plug and kind of reset and come at it with a different kind of an angle with just as a 3-piece.
Yeah.
Kind of strip things down a small bit and just see what it to knock loose. And we're all fairly happy with what it's going so far. The bassist Steve from Negative Result was with us for a while, but he had to bow out as well. He had his own commitments. He's a tattoo artist now, and
cool.
he just didn't have the time
Okay.
while we were going to go at it kind of as hard and as much as we wanted to.
Yeah.
So he bowed out, and then we got in Thomas, Ian's brother, and like I said, the bassist for Necrunia.
Yeah. A beast of a bass player as well, by the way.
Oh, unbelievable.
Absolutely.
He's on another level altogether.
And a sexy beard to boot as well.
Yeah. I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the bass tone right there.
Absolutely. Come here. Is he still playing barefoot? Yeah.
Beard.
Is he still playing barefoot?
Say again, sorry.
Sorry. Is he still playing barefoot? Yeah.
No, not with us.
That's a pity. That should have got to keep on him to wear the kilt and shit.
I gotta stop to that.
Oh yeah.
We were tempted for the laugh because I have a kilt as well, but we decided we'd try and we didn't decide anything. We just kind of went with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our story so far. Like, we're going to be going maybe 2 years, and we've our EP recorded. We did keep a couple of songs from the previous band. One that we had recorded. Red. It's on the EP.
Right. Funny enough, I was only listening to that.
Solo in there that doesn't get done anymore.
Oh really? I was only listening to it before we came on. Actually, it's a cool track.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's a cool track.
But yeah, there's a little guitar solo in there that doesn't get played anymore because we're only a 3-piece, and it sounded a bit ridiculous for the guitar to drop out for a little solo there. But we think it works well still without it, and we have kind of rearranged a few bits to make it suit the 3-piece a small bit better. But yeah, and one other song called Resurrection, which we've retooled slightly as well to fit in with the 3-piece. But we think it's going fairly well.
And would you re-record those songs maybe?
We might do down the line. We do have a lot of newer stuff that we're very, very eager to get recorded. We have 4 tracks that we've picked out for the next EP.
Brilliant.
Which hopefully we'll have finished by early next year, but we seem to get roadblocks thrown up every time we try.
But sure, look, I'm sure the roadblocks are good.
Yeah, and even though the silliest one, we're doing a bit of a DIY, guitars and bass. We're going to try and do DIY. I had the entire EP recorded from start to finish, good to go. The guitar tracks, and then my goddamn cat walked across the keyboard and cleaned everything.
No way! Fuck! Oh, fuck's sake!
Oh, little bastard!
Cats are evil. I fucking hate cats.
I was assured that he didn't mean it.
Oh yeah.
I know he meant it.
Oh, they always do. The look they give you. Oh, they're horrible. So listen, give me a bit of background on the name Black Shuck, because it's a great name, you know.
Well, it's based on kind of English folklore.
Yeah.
It is a black dog that is seen as a bad omen, an omen for death, and there's a lot of kind of conflicting descriptions of it. People say they've seen it. Some people say it just looks like a very big black dog. Some people say it's a cyclops dog. Some people say it's nearly werewolf-like. But we kind of split the difference on all of them. If you can see on our EP cover, we have it's a dog with two eyes, but one of them's actually scared over. we went full cheese with that one. We had to hold ourselves back, or it'd end up looking like I don't know what it could very easily be turned into one of those, 80s.
Oh God,
80s power metal album.
Yeah. No, it looks good. It looks good. It looks good the way it is. But you know what I was going to say to you? I was going to say, are you not named after a Darkness song? Isn't there a Darkness song named Black Shuck?
That was kind of the recurring joke at Bloodstock, actually, that one fella said that if he turns up and we don't play a Darkness cover, he's going to be very, very upset.
Even the opening licks of a fucking Darkness song would have been funny.
I can't sing that high.
Oh, thankfully. It wouldn't suit your music whatsoever, but thankfully.
I might manage it with the pliers or something, but,
Jesus.
I'd rather not go down that.
No, I can't imagine that would be nice. So, that's cool, yeah. Tell me, I was funny enough, the band who I was podcasting with, Thieves, yesterday, or the 3-piece as well. And I was saying, who's your favourite kind of 3-piece power trio band that you know of? Can you think of one?
That's a difficult one. So I know a lot of bands that are, guitar, bass, drums, vocals, but the 3 pieces. The ones that spring to mind are probably Primus. I wouldn't be a huge Primus fan. I do very much like them, but they wouldn't be a big influence on me. I'm trying to think what other ones we got.
Motorhead were a 3-piece. Weren't Motorhead a 3-piece at one point?
Oh, they were, yes.
There you go.
I could never get that straight in my head because I'm almost certain they had rhythm guitarist and lead guitarist.
But
I've seen plenty of videos of them as a 3-piece.
Yeah, I think the last lineup was a 3-piece before he went. So.
Yeah, and I suppose Snowblind as well.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. The top of the class.
Only recently saw them lately. Good God, every time I see them, they're better.
They're amazing. They're absolutely.
And the label don't count anymore.
No, they're disqualified now.
Yeah. You're out of the group. Do you hear me?
Oh, Snowblind are fucking amazing, and I love them. I love them to bits as well. Like.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was. I don't know what you heard. Myself and Dan from my band and Dave, who used to be our bass player. We were, when Two Tails initially split up, we were working with Jake and Sean on some new material for a while, and it was sounding very interesting. But
okay.
Yeah, it's something that could have been, but sure, Two Tails well got it back together quick enough. You know what I mean? So, I'm sure it may be somewhere down the line. I'll work with Jake, and I said it to the lads. I'd love to work with them in some capacity, as like Snowblind in some capacity. But sure, the offer's there, boys. If you ever want.
That'd be a cool mix. Now your vocals and their odd proggy classic rock type thing. That'd be cool. That'd be something I'd definitely be interested in listening to.
That's what I was thinking. You know, there is method behind that madness there somewhere. You know. So, give us an idea of your kind of influences that shaped the sound of Black Shuck. If you can speak for the lads, I don't know, but if you can, great. If you can't, just give me what you've got going on. You know.
Yeah. Well, from my own personal influences would be very much Pantera, Machine Head, Lamb of God, and a bit of Metallica as well, I suppose. Okay. You wouldn't really hear that much at that end in it.
No.
But they'd be the main ones. I do like kind of heavy, groovy, and very dynamic sounding stuff. Not that I don't like thrash metal, but I hear a lot of thrash metal. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Same tempo, same intensity from start to finish, and you turn everything up to 11, nothing stands out. There's no variation. You get no point of reference for why something should sound fast or why something should sound heavy.
Yeah.
But I suppose I know one of Thomas's biggest influences, Mastodon.
Oh yeah, deadly.
And Mastodon, and he listens to probably the most diverse styles of music than any of us really. He'll give just about anything a chance. Anything from like Mongolian folk music to black metal and
Brilliant.
death metal and jazz and anything with a decent bassist, he will be all over.
Yeah.
So he has a very, very wide ranging taste. And again, with Ian now, his biggest influence as a drummer would probably be, and I know there's so many drummers that are listening to this that are just going to slap their foreheads and go, why?
Don't say Lars Ulrich.
Lars Ulrich.
I knew it.
And
Lars Ulrich, I knew it.
But I mean, just the way he plays, he's got an interesting take on how to do things. It's not. He doesn't get too formulaic, and he hits like an absolute train.
Yeah. Deadly. But here, listen. In fairness, man. In fairness.
What about Lars Ulrich?
Yeah, Lars Ulrich in his day was fucking brilliant. Like, in fairness.
Oh yeah, I mean, go back and listen to Master of Puppets and Injustice for All. I know he's not quite up to snuff now, but he's still. I mean, I know being in your 50s isn't an excuse.
No.
it's not when you have people like what you call him,
Dave Lombardo.
Dave Lombardo, Gene Hoglan, Mike Portnoy.
Yeah.
I think I think he's not what he used to be, but he is still he still did it. He still did it back in the day, and he's creative as well.
Yeah.
Not too bogged down with fundamentals, which I mean, you can take that with a pinch of salt, really.
Yeah.
If you're missing that kind of stuff, it can affect the way you play. But which I think for Ian it'll be Lars Ulrich and Joey Jordison will be his two. The flip side of the coin there.
Yeah. Sure, but they're good.
Yeah, him Metallica. Go on, sorry?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, they're two really good influences. In fairness, like Jordison, you can't go wrong with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Those were kind of his big things growing up when he started playing music was Slipknot and Metallica.
And would you like Slipknot?
I wouldn't be the hugest Slipknot fan. I like a couple of songs off each album, and I tend to find that they're the ones that Slipknot fans don't like.
Yeah.
The likes of I actually quite enjoyed All Hope Is Gone as an album as a whole, and I have been told in no uncertain terms that I'm a complete moron for liking that
for God's sake.
But I mean, everybody likes their own thing. There's a lot of Slipknot stuff I just don't get.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of unnecessary stuff going on in the background. I like things myself. I like them kind of streamlined.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of space for subtlety. There's no subtlety in the music that I write.
Good.
So just it can be fine. That being said, I'm a huge Devin Townsend fan, so maybe I'm just talking out of my arse.
Yeah, no, that's a big difference there now. In fairness, Devin Townsend, that's a whole different ballgame altogether. Like.
Yeah, but he's got. I mean, some of the albums he's done, he's a couple of 100 different tracks of orchestra and vocals, and I know I've always found with him, everything that he does is done not the way I would do it. And normally a way that I would find like irritating, but I just like everything that he does.
Yeah,
damn near everything that he's done. I'm just like, oh, this man's a genius.
Well, he is. He is a modern genius. He really is, and he can turn his hand to any type of fucking music, and it sounds amazing. In fairness, like.
Yeah.
But I still go back to Strapping Young Lad though. That's where I'm at with him as well. Though I still love Strapping Young Lad.
Yeah. I did very much like his the Devin Townsend project, the 4 albums he brought out. Well, 5 albums he brought out.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Epic Cloud is probably one of my favourite things he's done.
Yeah,
very, very good. Nice mix between heavy and melodic.
And when he does epic, he does a fucking really epic, doesn't he?
Oh, huge. Insane.
Absolutely.
Just completely over the top.
Yeah, but look, as I said, he gets away with it because he's Devin Townsend, you know.
Yeah, he's earned it.
Absolutely. So that's a nice mix to make that crushing sound that you guys deliver, like, you know what I mean? That sounded really cheesy.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, big time. I love it. It's fucking class. And but come here, listen. What was I gonna say? So you're going about what, 2 years?
About that, it's kind of hard to pin down the specific start point, because, like I said, we were in another band. We never stopped jamming together, and we never stopped. There was never a clear end point. We just decided one day, you know, maybe we should pull the plug in this and start something else. And
Yeah.
by the time we had the next gig lined up, we had the new name, and that was it. Really, we never really set an end point or a start point for either project. They just kind of happened.
Yeah.
As all the best projects do, I think.
Absolutely. Unplanned is always best. I was only thinking there must be something in the fucking water in Galway. What the fuck's going on with your scene down there?
I don't know. It seems to be. The 10 Ton Slug lads have just exploded.
Skyrocketed, yeah.
And just left a stream of slime everywhere.
Absolutely.
And they're just. I mean, they work so hard, so unbelievably hard. They don't do anything by half, and they just, you know, consistent hard work and damn good music. Good music, good show.
I mean, I think there's possibly them and Dead Label are the hardest working bands in the country, like, without a shadow of a doubt, like.
Oh, definitely, yeah, and it's working for them. It's working out for them. They're making waves. I know Dead Label just recently opened for Gojira,
yeah, that was great.
And Ginger, and the shows in Metal Days, and you know, it's working out for them. It's paying off.
Yeah. And they put the groundwork in as well, so, you know, and same with Slug. As you know, I've worked with Slug on that level, and Jesus Christ, their work ethic is fucking it's phenomenal, like, especially Sean. I have to tip my hat to Sean. Sean's the fucking man. Like, he's relentless.
Always. Yeah, he's always got that hat on. He's always thinking. He's always working.
Yeah.
He can be sitting there talking to you about something, but you can kind of see the wheels.
Absolutely. I mean,
planning something.
I always think 2 steps ahead for my band. He thinks 4 steps ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's to be commended for it, absolutely. And long may the sliming continue. You know. But come here, listen. Give me another. Yeah, surely there's other little nuggets in Galway that you can give me a few shout outs for.
Well, there's younger fellas now called Peasant to a King. They're not technically Galway band, but I got a chance to listen to their EP today, actually, for the first time properly.
Cool.
And holy crap, it is heavy. It's kind of along that kind of Bring Me the Horizon kind of a vibe.
All right.
Really, really heavy, and it's got a little bit of you know, synthy backing tracks, but it's like I said, first time. I know the lads, and I've seen them live a couple times. The first chance to get to listen to the EP properly, and it's very, very good.
Yeah.
And Organ Blender as well.
Oh, fucking hell.
Kind of, the old school death metal band. They're
deadly.
Seen them a couple of times, and your man's guitar work, I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
How he does that. And I mean, I have a hard enough time playing the relatively simple riffs, I think, and doing vocals, but I don't know how he does it at all. He's playing stuff I'd struggle with sitting down after warming up.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they released a little teaser of one song they're working on there a few weeks ago, and the groove is just fucking unbelievable. I'm like, yeah, I want more of this. For fuck's sakes, lads, come on.
Yeah, expecting to see big things from them.
Yeah.
Fairly soon.
Anyone else?
I think I'm probably going to get a text message. You know what? Or after this goes out, then why didn't you talk about us, you bollocks?
Yeah. Well, let's put a disclaimer out there.
Yes.
Who?
Yeah. There's a punk band, Psychotic Outsider.
Okay.
We played with them. They're an odd mix of kind of hardcore punk and metal.
Okay.
And they have a female vocalist in that kind of Angela Gossow kind of vibe. She's very good at it. I don't know how she does it. I'd be roared hoarse after about 5 minutes. But very cool, very interesting kind of a mix. If you get a chance to check them out and you like a bit of metal tinged punk.
Yeah. Psychotic Outsider. I'll check them. I'm not writing the name down actually there. So.
Yeah. Give them a look and see. They're sound lads as well. I've known them for a little while.
Cool.
We played with them down in Limerick a couple of weeks back before we headed overseas.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. So, cool. Yeah. So there's, as I always say, the Irish metal scene at the minute is fucking phenomenal. You know, it's amazing, and it's not only Dublin, Belfast anymore. It's, you know, it's Cork, Galway, Limerick, everywhere. Like, I think we're slowly waking up the other counties to show that it can be done not just in fucking Dublin but everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think it's not that the internet hasn't been around for nearly 25 years, 30 years at this point. But there's a lot more people getting to use it more effectively now. Because I do remember, say 10, 12 years ago, hearing bands from almost nowhere that, you know, I barely remember the name of the town they're from, that were really, really good, but they didn't have, not that they didn't have the access, but the access wasn't as easily used as it is now.
Yeah,
so
of course.
They kind of fell through the cracks, and very, very, very good bands just didn't have the platform to get out there like they would nowadays.
Yeah.
Whereas now with stuff like, Metal of the Masses and with there's a lot more podcasts and, you know, Facebook pages and stuff like that popping up. It's a lot, not that it's easier to get publicity, but it's you can get your name out there a bit handier and get noticed.
Yeah, music is it's easier to listen to more music, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, there would have been a kind of culture back in the day of, these lads are from Mayo, why would I listen to them?
Yeah, it's not like that anymore. Well, it shouldn't be like that anymore, you know.
No, when you're hearing stuff like the Head Fuzzy coming to Limerick, or Zephyr.
Yeah.
Really, really cool stuff that probably 10 years ago wouldn't have gotten the chance it deserved, but now it doesn't seem to matter where you're coming from. You can just, you know, find a promoter, get yourself a gig.
Yeah.
And as well as that, there's more people showing up to gigs than there has been.
Absolutely.
You know, over the last decade. I do remember, again back to the Metal of the Masses, I remember playing those years ago to maybe 15 people.
Wow.
And I would say 10 of them were in other bands. Whereas now you're getting a full house nearly. All the gigs that we did, there was tons of people in there. Regardless whether or not you get through, that's still, 200-300 people that are going to hear you that wouldn't hear you otherwise.
Yeah, it's a great format. It's fucking fantastic. Like,
yeah, that's where the real value of it comes for everybody. I mean, I know it's a pain when you don't win. That doesn't really sound right, does it?
I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
It's still well worth doing. It's still well worth doing.
Well, it's like don't they say when you do it, it's the worst you can get is like one really good gig or 3 really good gigs over. Like, when you think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's I think it's just like, I mean, let's segue now into Metal to the Masses now. Anyway, while we're at it, actually.
Yeah, while we're on the topic.
Yes. Give me your experience of this year's competition.
First first gig that we did, we felt it went fairly well. The judges agreed, obviously. We got through to the semis. At the semis, we got the judges' vote again. We were kind of flying high by that point.
Yeah.
I was like, if nothing else, we get to play in the final. We get to play for Simon Hall. We will put on, like, we thought, regardless whether or not we get through, we don't know Simon Hall's taste. So whether or not we get through, if we did a good job and we impressed anybody in there at all, we were happy out.
Yeah.
And then we got there, played our slot in the final. We were happy with what we did. Whatever was going, that much there was a victory for us, no matter what happened afterwards. And then as soon as ASEC stepped up and started playing, we're like,
fuck.
Balls. All right, that's it. We're done. That's all hope is gone. They came in and they absolutely destroyed the place.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then Simon Hall came up at the end of the show and announced that there'd be a slot going for the Jägermeister stage. And this tiny little flicker of light came up, and the three of us standing there looking back over at each other going, oh God, this is it. Is it? Is it? This is it. Is it? Oh, we could be talking about somebody else, but wait. And then he said that we would be playing the Jägermeister stage, and I lost my mind. I was bouncing around like a 4-year-old child hop up in Fanta. It was just, I know, I was giddy. I was properly giddy for about 2 days.
And rightly so. But I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to get to play even on the Jaeger stage is a big deal. You know what I mean? To play in that final is a big deal.
Yeah, and the whole lot through. Like we were really happy with everything that was coming up, and we were kind of. Then when we got the started getting emails about it, there was nights I didn't bloody sleep. I was thinking about it too much.
Brilliant.
Staring at the ceiling till 4 a.m, going, what if we screw it up though? What if we make a ball of it?
You never. I mean, I have to be honest. I was at the final, and that was a fucking tough final. That was a tough final. I think every band. Well, first of all, every band deserved to be there, and every band could have won it. In fairness, but I think nights like that for me, I'm proud to be involved in Irish metal. Do you know what I mean? And I think Simon Hall, he loves. I mean, Jesus, proof is in the pudding. What, there was 7 Irish metal bands over there last weekend, which we'll talk about in great detail in a bit. But it's it's just fantastic. And like I always say, try to give Simon Hall the hardest decision he has to make, and then he'll have to pick maybe 2 bands. You know what I mean? Or maybe or whatever. I mean, fair fucks. As I say, every band knocked it out of the park that night, and I'm glad I didn't have to pick a band. That's all I'll say. But when it came down to it, ASEC really did fucking do. They delivered.
They were definitely the standouts. There was no doubt in any of our minds coming through it.
Yeah.
I even said to them when they came off stage, it's like, well, have fun over there.
You see, I think the change with bringing in Tony up front. I know Tony a long time. Tony's a fucking animal musician, an animal frontman, an animal and an amazing person. So to see them when I saw him taking over from Mark, I was like Mark's a really fucking good frontman, and to bring it, you're going to replace him with him, I was like, okay, here we go. That's a real deal right there, Yeah,
that's it. He's himself. He's such a good performer and such a good vocalist. He's just got such power in him. I wish I was able to do what he does. But I'll just have to, settle for my own wailing.
And there's nothing wrong with that, my man. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's amazing. Shut up.
Well, thank you.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a great time for Irish metal. There's a lot of really, really top notch bands coming out at the minute, and even like lighting a fire under a lot of our old asses bands. You know what I mean? Which is great. Like it keeps like I think
it's
go on.
it's brilliant to see stuff like the success that Dead Label and Slug are having,
Yeah.
and now what A-Sector are going to go on to do. It's just great for fellas like myself, fellas in bands that we've been going for a while, and we're doing our bit, and the younger fellas as well, to see that not that it's easy, but it's doable.
Yeah.
You just need to put your head down and put the work in. Like I know like the lads, the young fellas that were in the final, Fornoth.
Oh, what about they're fucking deadly.
They came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I'd never heard them before. I remember going out to them after the first heat that they played. It's like, where in the fuck did you lads come from? And now they've done a few tours over in England, and they're doing well. Like they're gonna keep grinding away. Like, a lot of people think that, you know, you get in, you play your couple of songs, and then one of your music videos go viral, and then you're famous all of a sudden. That's generally not how it works.
No.
You have to. It's work.
It's
Work. That's all you can do.
Yeah, you have to. You can't have too many distractions, unfortunately. Like, you need to be able. If you don't have a family, it's even better. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I always say to the younger lads, like, do it now. Even if you're like, who are the fellas from Cork? God Alone.
God Alone.
Yeah, they're very young. I know one of them was they couldn't do a tour because they had to do their leaving cert.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, fuck's sake.
But that's it. Now they have their groundwork done, and when they have all of their obstacles out of the way, just go for it.
Yeah,
Go for it and do whatever you need to for a couple of months or a couple of years, and see where you end up. And see where you can go from there.
And their name is around the country now as well, which is great. And I think any of us or all of us should fucking. I mean, bands like that, bands like Fornoth, let's all give them the support they need, because it's their own scene that should be helping them. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it has the metal scene has gotten a lot more positive.
Yeah.
Especially for younger acts like that. I do remember back in the day where I remember being 15, 16, playing odd gigs here and there, and getting slagged by the older crowd because we weren't playing Slayer.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen anymore. Those kind of lads, they've either grown up a small bit, or they've just stopped.
Yeah.
Stopped interjecting, stopped giving their opinion, because enough people have told them to, keep quiet or piss off.
Well, it's a
lot more positive, and it's a lot more supportive. You've
got the likes of me now, who's the old guard now, who's trying to, look after everybody, you know what I mean? And, my band's part of the old crowd now, so, like, we're looking after everybody.
Yeah, but that's it, because they're the next wave of our scene, and you want to encourage them to take care of it rather than not wanting them to have anything to do with it. And then, you don't want to be the last of your kind, like.
No, absolutely not.
Nobody wants that.
No way.
Yeah.
So, Metal to the Masses was a roaring success.
Yes, we were very happy with that, with how that all went.
Which then led you to Bloodstock.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you play any gigs coming up to Bloodstock over in the UK, or tell us about your story for Bloodstock?
Well, no, we hoped to kind of maybe do something over there, but circumstances kind of prevented that. We're currently our drummer is expecting kids at the moment.
Lovely.
Yeah, so the due date was very, very soon to the festival, so we were actually kind of bricking it a small bit. We didn't know if he'd be able to play, or if he'd have to cut and run, because I mean there was no way we were going to keep him there. If if he had to go, he had to go. And we actually tried to get a few backup drummers, but it just never worked out. And it was a very stressful week coming up to the festival, because we were just, we thought, what's going to happen if we can't play? What if Ian can't go, we can't play?
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? And that we just thought it'd be the way. But it all worked out very well.
Thankfully,
and, yeah. And we like I said, we couldn't get other gigs coming up to it. We did play a few gigs in Ireland leading up to it. Limerick, and where was the other one? My brain is just a wash of gigs at the moment. And most of them aren't even my own ones. I can't remember the other ones. But we did have a couple leading up the Metal United Worldwide in Cork and that. Nothing you'd consider a tour, but a few warm up gigs to keep us on our toes.
Deadly.
And then just practicing as much as we could up until the date.
And what did you think of the whole experience over in Bloodstock itself?
Well, I mean, it's probably one of the best weekends I remember having.
Yeah.
Just as soon as we got there, we walking through the campsites and chatting to random people. We ended up with 3 or 4 different groups that we could kind of just walk over and chat to. We'd made friends with at the time, and we went around. We were giving out CDs and telling people about the show and partying with people here and there. So it was very, very good experience overall.
Deadly.
And I mean, everybody's so friendly and willing to help you out with just about anything. And I think as a festival entirely, it's a very well organized event. It's not too big. It's not too small. The campsites aren't a million miles away from the arena, and they thought of everything. There was phone charging stations, and I think my favorite thing about the whole weekend was the food and the drink was not ridiculously overpriced.
No, it's quite reasonable. Yeah.
Like that, I've seen some place where you're paying £7 for a pint. That's ridiculous.
Fuck that.
But they were £5. You pay £5 for a pint of whatever beer you want, in and around that. So it wasn't ridiculous. Like, it was fairly reasonable considering what
doable.
It was.
Doable.
And I suppose we should get to the crux of the matter, should we?
Go on. What happened?
So we were due to play. We were actually due to headline the Jägermeister tent on Saturday night, but due to various different things, as I understand it, the wind became a problem on the main stage, so they had to shut the main stage down and they had to reschedule Cradle of Filth to Sunday.
Oh wow!
And they were worried about the Jaeger tent as well, because it was really a big tent being strapped to the ground, down, and they were worried that the wind had taken it, because the wind had actually previously taken a different tent. It had taken the one of the bars, take the roof off that.
Why?
And they were worried that would happen, so they cancelled the Jaeger stage for the rest of the Saturday. So things being the way they were, we weren't going to play.
Fuck.
But another band, I believe Generation Kill, had to cancel.
Okay.
I think there was an issue with their transport due to the weather. So I get a text message from Sean from Tent and Slug telling me to get to the PR tent. And because the coverage was so terrible, I got 3 or 4 at the same time. And I got one from Oren from Overdrive.
Yeah.
Get to the PR tent ASAP. We need you here now. And we got in there, and then Simon Hall came over and said, "Bad luck, lads. You're not playing the Jägermeister stage this evening, but you are playing the Sophie tent. Now go get your gear."
Deadly.
So we got bumped up from the Jägermeister tent to the Sophie Lancaster stage, and I swear I just started shaking. I was so nervous. We ran off and we grabbed our gear. We got everything backstage, and we were standing out there looking out at the crowd playing for the previous band,
Yeah.
and we just thought, how are we going to do this? It's the biggest crowd I've ever seen from a stage. It was just completely surreal, and the crew there were brilliant. They were so professional and encouraging. They were just like, I know, you got to just pretend they're not there. It's fine. It's nothing. You just play like you usually play. They're not there at all. And then we were setting up, and I turned my back for 2 minutes, and my entire rig was set up on the stage.
Brilliant.
I'm so used to doing all that kind of stuff myself.
Yeah.
I was kind of taken aback by how quickly it was done and how well it was done.
Savage.
And then we went out and we did a little sound check, and once the noise started, a few people started to come in, and then the lights go up, and all of a sudden the whole place is full.
Yeah, it was jammers, wasn't it? Fuck's sake.
Oh, packed.
Excellent.
And we just went out and we did our thing. We tried to have a bit of a laugh with them, and they actually started a rowboat for one of the songs. Everybody in the pit sat down and started rowing. I couldn't finish the line. We were halfway through the chorus and I just started giggling. It was such a surreal experience to go from expecting to play to maybe 100, 150 to end up playing to maybe 2,500.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And for them to get into it as well, for like cheering and chanting, and the rowboat and the fella in the dinosaur suit dancing, it was just brilliant.
Yeah, it made it an already special moment even more special for you. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And even everything leading up to it, the worries about not playing, and the time it took us to get over, and the chance to not be playing at all, and then everything seemed to line up so well, and we got this brilliant slot on the second stage of a huge festival.
Yeah.
And
it's brilliant. It's I know. When I was looking, of course, I was looking at all the updates over the weekend on Facebook and on. I'm like, what the fuck? Deadly. Fucking, it was just one of the best things I've seen in ages. Like,
Yeah, and all the Tent and Slug lads were they were coming over. They were helping us out. They actually brought our gear over for us. They drove over. So
Lovely.
I mean, without them, it wouldn't have happened at all. And they were just so supportive and just like, you got this. Just go and do your thing. You got this. And then we came off, and they were just like, oh my god, that was brilliant. I was like, you guys are far too nice.
Deadly.
Even Ronan didn't know it was happening. Ronan, the singer for Slug, didn't know it was happening. He said he was walking past the tent and he heard the intro to one of our songs, and he thought, what the fuck is this?
Oh, brilliant.
And then I remember I saw him in the pit, and I turned around and looked side stage, and I saw Sean there. Sean standing right at the side of the stage.
Yeah.
Then I turned back around again, and then Sean just appeared in the middle of the pit.
Brilliant.
Just one of the best experiences of any gig that we've ever done.
And by all accounts, you did us fucking proud. You really did. So.
Good. I certainly hope so.
Look, as I said to you, all the bands that go over there do us proud, because they're fucking going over there. They're going out of the, like, you have to, remember, none of our bands are getting paid to do this. Do you know what I mean? We're doing it because we want to, and we love our music so fucking much. So I appreciate any band that goes over to do anything like that, and does, and represents our country. You know what I mean? So, and our little scene. So, of course, and to hear the little Cinderella story like that is even better. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, it's fun. Just keep the momentum going there, man. As I said, and you'll.
Yeah, that's the plan. We've a few things. Unfortunately, with the situation the way it is, we're going to be slowing down a tiny bit. But we're gonna keep working in the background. We're going to keep working on the new EP, and I'm going to keep the damn cat out of the room as well. We're going to keep working on new stuff, and probably a bit more merch, and. You never know. We might get something, a couple of gigs going between now and next year, but I wouldn't count on it.
No, not
it's always nice to dream, but we'll just have to see how it goes. And we have plans for next year, and if they all come together, it'll be a pretty big year for us.
Brilliant.
So we'll keep tipping away at that, and it's kind of it's kind of hard to plan. It's hard for me to plan that far ahead, and it really shouldn't be. I should be that far ahead already. I should have it all locked in, booked up.
But look, everyone's different, and everyone does things their own way, and you know, if you're comfortable doing it that way, then stuff will happen. You know, if it's meant to happen, it'll happen. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
There's only so far you can get on lucky breaks, though.
Well, true. This is true. But look, I mean, you proved yourself now. You know what I mean? So, in that sense, that you're able to roll with the punches and fucking deliver. So, that goes a long way as well. So.
Yeah, I do hope so, and I hope we have gotten a lot of very positive feedback from people there on the night. We're kind of bumming around in the VIP area, and we had people coming up asking for photographs and just shaking hands and saying good show and
Deadly.
showing off the couple of bits of merch they bought.
Deadly, that's
so
cool.
It's good. It was a very positive experience overall. I was kind of a small bit terrified going up that we wouldn't be able to, put it out of the bag as well as other bands did. But by all accounts, we managed to do that at the very least. You know what,
man? I have to say, Irish bands are very fucking tenacious. They're full of fucking grit. You know what I mean? And because like that, we have to fucking fight for everything. We have to earn everything we get. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you know, like I always. That's what I'm saying to you. Like I hear are playing the Sophie stage. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna fucking nail it. You know, I'd have no doubt in my mind that any of the bands would nail any gig. You know what I mean? And it's just a belief I have in their saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it is. We do have I think. Well, now I've thought this for a while, and it is probably more because I know them than anything else. But the unsigned bands in Ireland are. I could pick 10 off the top of my hat that if they had started in another country, they'd be big international tour acts at the moment.
Do it. Go on. Do it for a laugh. Go on. Pick a few. Don't do 10. Don't do 10. Do a couple.
Well, Asect, most certainly.
Absolutely.
Had they started off in America, they would be
mega.
They'd be writing their own check at the moment.
Yeah.
Same with This Place Hell. This Place Hell are one of my absolute favourite Irish bands.
I love them.
They're just so tight, so good.
So fucking good, man.
Then say hardcore bands like the likes of Murdoch.
Oh.
And who's the other fellas I was thinking of?
Baylor, is it?
Baylor, yes. Baylor, and Worn Out as well.
Absolutely.
And there's just so many absolutely top class acts going around that they're getting the recognition, but because it's so difficult for us to in Europe or in America you can load into a van and you can go on a tour for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But to do it here, to do it with us, we have to go rent a van and we have to rent gear and we have to it's not as easy. It's still doable. Definitely still doable, and there are bands that are doing it, that are making it work for them, like Denton Slug and Zelicult.
Yeah,
they're putting the work in. They have to work harder than anybody else, but they're doing it.
Absolutely.
So, it's I don't want to sound discouraging saying that it's a bit harder for us, but it is. You just need to know what you're going into, and you got to work harder, and it will pay off.
Yeah, and I think
if you've got the work ethic and you've got the material, it will pay off.
And as well as that, because of the country we live in and how small it is, you have to think outside the box as well, and that's how those other bands are doing what they do, because they're thinking outside the box with their ideas and their plans, and and it doesn't you just have to do that if you want to get somewhere. You have to do it,
Yeah. So, get yourself a bit noticed.
Yeah. So, very, very successful weekend. Congratulations again. I'm over the moon for y'all. So yeah, he's going to be kind of taking a little break from gigging for a little while anyway.
Yeah, for a little while. We'll still be doing our best to produce.
Yeah.
Something we try and keep a social media presence.
Yeah, keep a presence on
interested. and you never know, something might pop up between now and next. I think the next shows we have locked in are the Iron Mountain Festival.
Oh, cool! Yeah, deadly. How did that go last night, by the way?
Sorry?
How did last night's go in Galway?
I actually wasn't there myself. I had a prior engagement, but by all accounts, it went brilliantly.
Brilliant. So that's on tonight in Dublin. Yeah, that's on in Dublin tonight as well. So.
Yes, in Fibers. That should be a good gig as well. Grey Stagger, another one. Oh, those lads.
They're one of my favourite bands at the moment. They really are.
Oh, I had them down here in Galway through Damage Inc. a few months back, and they are, you know, like most gigs you go to, you see the band, you enjoy the band, and then when the band finishes, you're like, okay, next band, please.
Yeah.
I was just there going, no, one more, play anything, just play your whole set again. I don't care, it's brilliant.
Yeah. They're the band I want to play with the most at the moment, and of course we were meant to be playing that gig tonight, but Ross, my guitarist, damaged his ligaments in his wrist, so, and that doesn't help as well because he's in Strangleword as well.
Oh God.
Yeah. So they're on the shelf for a bit as well, so unfortunately.
Yeah.
But sure, look, it is what it is.
I mean, it's kind of the nature of it. You need to, you know, if you get an injury, you need to deal with it, or else it'll haunt you worse down the line.
And we're real, because it's the original lineup back together. We're real. If one can't do the gig, we don't want to get stand-ins. Like years ago, we would have got stand-ins and all that kind of stuff. But now we're like, if one can't do it, we're not going to do it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the way we are now. You know, it's a bit more togetherness, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that was kind of how we felt about the Bloodstock show. Like, we would get, because it was so big, we would have gotten a stand-in if it were possible and if it were needed, but we really didn't want to.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been the same.
Of course,
it would have just been, you know, it would have been a drummer, but not our drummer.
Your drummer, exactly.
He's got a specific way about him.
Oh yeah.
That just, it kind of, you know, it all comes together to make the whole, the sum greater than its parts.
Absolutely. Come here, listen to me. We're gonna wrap it up in a minute, if that's all right with you.
No, that's fine.
So you have an EP. What is it? A 2-track EP?
3-track.
Sorry, 3-track EP. And is that the Hound? Is it?
It is the Hound.
Did you record that with Gavin? Symmetry Industries.
Gavin Doyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Symmetry Industries up in Dublin there.
Another shout out to Gav. I love Gav.
We did 2 tracks with Gav, and Red we had previously recorded with Aidan Cunningham.
Right.
A few years back, and we just wanted to get it out there, so we threw it onto this EP and set it free into the world. Savage.
It sounds it sounds fantastic. Sorry, I've cut in there. It sounds fantastic. Like.
Oh yeah, no, Gav really knows his stuff. He puts work in as well. He doesn't. He really enjoys what he does, and he really wants to get the best that he can out of it.
Yeah.
He'd probably be more of a stickler on the small details than I would.
All right. It's all good though. Anyway.
Yeah. It all worked out, and hopefully we'll be doing some more work with him once we get all of our ducks in a row.
Yeah.
Because he's very good. And he does artwork as well. He did the artwork for the EP too.
Deadly. That's cool. That's really good.
He did a damn good job on that too.
He did. Listen, before we go, just because, tell people where you can get your stuff online.
Well, we have a big cartel page. You can find a link to it in our Facebook page. We have the EP, and we have a black logo T-shirt for sale on them. You can also listen to the EP on Spotify.
Brilliant.
If you want digital downloads, you can go through Amazon or Google Play Music.
Great.
So it's all there. It's all available in a few different spots. Unfortunately, I'm trying to get it fixed at the moment, but all of our stuff on Spotify is mixed in with a It's mixed in with a Spanish band of the same name.
Oh, for God's sake.
I've been onto them for a while to try and get it fixed.
Oh, fuck.
But it's taken a while to get it sorted, but it is all there. Counterfeit Throne, The Hound, and Red. Those
Grand.
3 tracks, they're ours. The rest of them are not.
They're not real Black Shuck. Fuck them.
No. Fakers. Posers.
Dude.
Trying to ride in our coattails.
Fuckers. Lead them to it. Listen, man, it's been fucking fantastic having you on.
Thanks, Fat Peg.
And maybe...
Good chatting with you, finally.
Absolutely. Maybe in next year we can have another one maybe with the whole band.
Yes, we might even do it face to face as well.
You never know what might happen, and I would love that because, as I said, like as grand as these phone things are, it's better to talk face to face. But look, we're doing our best here.
Yeah. You do what you can with what you have.
That's it. Listen,
like you said yourself, it's about content.
Now you have it. Well, I'm hoping people enjoy the content. People seem to enjoy it, so all is good.
Good.
Listen, thank you very much. I'm going to sign off now, and we'll put this up. It'll be up by the end of the evening, I'd say. So for now, we are now exiting KingWoes Court, and thank you very much, Black Shuck.
Thank you.
Right, adios amigos. Take care.